Yeah, and people reactive out here again. You don't know. Big bad JPL show, man. People, bless up on yourself. Yeah. We're there. You don't know what a time. I'm feeling happy again. You know why? Everybody must know I'm feel happy, man. You know the jungle is back to winning ways, man. Can't take nothing away from that. Yeah. Start off the new year with a bang in the jungle. Yeah. Kick up them border from half of the come from St. Elizabeth, from the west side, you know. Omar whatever and chat up him mouth, you know, about him have something for the Arnett Garden team, you know. And a Jerome is yeah. But yeah, people, you know, bless up for passing through again, you know, another video of the Jamaican Premier League, Jamaican Premier League, man. Yeah. First show of the new year, you know. Glad to be live, you know, glad to be here to doing this again, you know, glad for health and strength, you know, can achieve anything, you know, with that, you know, that's one of the most things, you know, we must ask for in our prayers, health and strength, you know, we can do anything with that, you know. Few surprise results, man, a few surprising results, you know. Montego Bay, you know, beating the team, yeah. The worst defensive record team beat the best attacking team in the league. And that was a big surprise for me, you know. I just didn't expect it, you know. I just did not expecting that, you know, from Montego Bay, you know. But I knew Montego Bay team is a really good team, yeah. They're a really good team. They have a couple of good players around, you know, that can do magic anytime, you know, even given day, you know, once they get the opportunity to do it. And they did that, you know, they just probably caught Tivoli, you know, on the back foot. You know, Tivoli have them big number 9 out, you know, injured, sitting in the stadium, wish he was on the field, you know, doing business, but they just caught them off guard. And, you know, Nedio dos Santos, man, the Brazilian coach, have Jerome doing his little Bible studies in his looking notebook. You know, I don't know what Jerome is writing down in his notebook, man, but yeah, big up to Montego Bay, man. You know, I think that's their third victory or fourth victory of the season, you know. But yeah, big up Gianni, you know, big supporter of the show, man. You know, big up Dan Gargan, man, you know, another big, massive supporter of the Jamaican Premier League show, yeah? You know, people, thanks for coming through, man. Well, a reason, you know, what took place, you know, over the last 2 days, you know, midweek game. I don't know if most people, you know, realize it or seen it in all 4 games. The players look drained, yeah? The players look drained on the field. No joke. The players really look drained, like, especially that game, you know, the Junglers play. You know, Junglers is not a team that, you know, played really slow. But I feel like, you know, for the festive year where, you know, some teams played, I think 4 games in less than 2 weeks. Yeah, because remember we have that rescheduled game for round 2. Yeah, we have that rescheduled game for round 2, man. You know, but they are just checking out for the work people, you know, watching all these games at work and, you know, straight through the door, boom, live, you know, doing what you guys like to see me doing, man, doing the podcast, yeah? You know, this podcast is going to be, you know, one of the best, but it's going to take time, yeah? Going to be one of the best Jamaican Premier League review show out there, you know, but it will take time. And, you know, without you guys, it wouldn't be this possible, you know. The channel is growing and growing and growing, you know, continues to, you know, give support to the channel, man. I really appreciate it. Trust me, I really appreciate it, man. You know, anything that you're doing, you can't do without with the consumers, and you guys are the consumers, yeah. You guys, you know, bought in what I sold you guys from day one until now. So big up to that, you know, for liking, you know, sharing, you know, just commenting, you know, and just all the reason in the comment box, yeah. But you know, I'm going to start off the week 12 in the Jamaican Premier League, you know, start off, you know, Veer, you know, that game down there, you know, by Wembley Center, Veer versus Dublin Olin, you know. Dublin Olin are one of them team there where I don't know, since maybe I think around the semi-final and final of the schoolboy football season, after that just deteriorate and just end. It's like Dumbledore Olin just pick up a farm where, you know, not many teams can match them. Yeah, not many teams can really match what Dumbledore Olin is doing. Remember, Dumbledore Olin, stumble out the block, and they out there right now. They in the top half of the league. And you have to give the coach a lot of credit. Yeah, you have to give the coach a lot of credit. You have to give the players also a lot of credit. For buying into Lenny Hyde. Tactics. You could see that game by day. Whenever you watch Dumbledore Olin on TV, you know they playing that similar style of what Clarendon College played. In that school, in that Dakasta Cup. Not they're not there as that CC team. That CC team is out of class. Yeah, I don't see no team on the island playing the way CC is playing. They just playing a style of football where no other team is matching that. Yeah, and big up to Coach Lenier again. But Dumbo, they came from behind, man, and won that game. 2-1. But for Veer, Kemar, Bushy Beckford, he just can't stop score. I think he's going to leave Via United this month. As I don't know if it's going to extend. It was just a loan deal, so I don't know if the deal going to go on for a couple more months. But I remember he did an interview and he said that he's just going to be here for a couple months. Then he go back to North America. I think it was El Salvador, yeah. But yeah, Kemar Bushy Beckford, he scored that goal in the 49th minute. But Dumbledore Olin came back. All three goals in this game scored in the second half, yeah. And Shaquem Powell in the 55th minute and Chevoy Watkins at PK, in the 63rd minute, that gave Dumbledore Olin the victory in this game. And it's a well-deserved victory. Dumbledore Olin is just about in that playoff, yeah, in sixth position, but Dumbledore Olin, I'm a big admirer of their team, even before, this season, way beyond, when they used to add these players. It's just that Dumbledore Olin, they have so many players that came through, and each year is like they move on their best players. Yeah, they move on their best players. I remember it was Demar Phillips, yeah. And Nikai Christian is there, Atafai Bygrave, Justin Gawain, the right back now playing for Mount Pleasant. It's just that year after year, Dumbledore Olin just moving on their best players forward to different clubs. It's like they are like a feeding tree, to the Premier League. You just sell or whatever, if the players they run out of contract or they just decide to move on. But Dumbledore Olin, I think they're in St. Catherine, yeah. They are in St. Catherine over there, in Portmore, but they got that victory, over there in Clarendon at Wembley Centre. I have something that I want to touch. So this is what I want to say. Yeah, Veer, they have never beaten Dumbledore Olin before in the Premier League. Yeah, never ever beat them. They I think they got that 1 point. I think that was 3 seasons back when that pre-COVID JPL champion that played at Orisborough, center. Then I think that game draw 1, and that's the only time, Dumbledore Olin, gave up a point, to Veer United. So, kudos to them. They did what they've been doing for the last. I think the first time they met, it was I think 2000 and I think it was 2018, 2019. The first time these two teams met. Yeah, but Dumbledore Olin next fixtures will be a Monday Night Football, yeah, against the big bad, with the red and black, yeah. So Dumbledore Olin claim that they're coming for the Junglies Monday. That's the eighth that is next week Monday. Monday Night Football, Arnett Garden versus Dumbledore Olin. I think that those two games that we play on Monday, I think it will be Veer and Mullines, will play that will play that 5 o'clock kickoff. But the big game, match day 13 will be Arnett Garden versus Dunbowling. But um, I think I have a video that's coming up. Yeah, I think I have a video that's coming up. The best, the team of the season so far in the JPL, and I think that will drop, anytime tomorrow or Saturday. Yeah, that video will available. But I feel like I probably do that video, right after I finish this live. But let's see how the energy is after I finish. But more likely, it will be on Saturday. That video will drop on Saturday. Yeah, I want to give myself a bit more time, to go over, all those players that I have written down. I have, loads of players that is really on farm, and the task is to pick that midfield, yeah. But we're going to move on, man. The next Red Hat Farm team is Portmore United, formerly known as Hazard, yeah. Portmore United won that game 4-1 at Effortville Community Center. The veteran is on the score sheet, yeah. The veteran, Rudolph Aston, man. Yeah, the all-time veteran player, he's on the score sheet, and Big Siobhan Walsh, he scored a brace. Yeah, I think that's his 7th of the season, you know, can't stop scoring, he's, I think he scored, I think 1/4 of all the goals that Portmore scored, this season, Portmore scored 22 goals. That's, yeah, he scored like 1/4 or, yeah, Portmore up on fire. Yeah. I think he scored like, yeah, 1/3 of all the goals that, Portmore scored this season. Siobhan Walsh, he scored seven goals of the season so far. And, the top 6 is shaping up and the bottom 6 is shaping up and the top goal scoring board is shaping up in the Jamaican Premier League. Yeah. But Portmore, this is the thing. This is the thing with Portmore. When Portmore is on farm, they going all the way. Yeah. When Portmore is struggling, they going to stay down in that bottom half. And I don't know how many of you guys watch cricket, to be honest. Portmore is a team, you cannot let them come in that semi-final. Once you let Portmore in that semi-final, more likely they're going to go on and win the Premier League. That's how Portmore team is. And way back, when I think it was the Craveney League, in the early 2000s, just before Ryan Neville, walk away from the Premier League, and Craveney took it over. When we used to have that league format, when just the winner in the league, win the league. Portmore is a team. If you let Portmore go, probably 7-10 points, just give them like a 3-game gap ahead of everyone. You will never catch them again, and that is Portmore's story in the Premier League. And Portmore, they always have this striker, put the ball in the back of the net, and that used to be, Rowan Nelson for Portmore. Yeah, that used to be Rowan Nelson back in the days. Now you're seeing Siobhan Walsh is doing it, last season, this season. I don't know what is going on, with Alex Marshall and Davis. Davis is one of that marquee signing, for Portmore this season, but he's just not living up to his expectation. As Martin Davis is a really good player, in the Jamaican Premier League standard. He played away for some years, in Europe, in Malta, and all that, that little allegation, going in between the player. But I'm expecting Martin Davis to be doing, better than this. Yeah, I think he found himself on the bench. I think a couple of games now. I think he was on the bench in that Arnett game. I think it was another game that I saw him on the bench, but he's not living up to expectation, Martin Davis. So I don't know. Yeah, see, Siobhan Walsh. Yeah, Siobhan Walsh actually carrying the team on his back. Portmore scored 22 goals, as I said, and he scored 7. That's like 1/4, 1/3 of all the goals he scored for Portmore this season. So if Portmore can continue to get the goals, as Portmore they're scoring, they're sharing the goals all around. But when you come to that knockout round, you're not going to get that chance to score 4 or 5 goals in a quarterfinal, in a semi-final game, as the pressure will be on. So let's see, let's see if Portmore, can keep this momentum going. Portmore, I think, let me see. I know they're in second position, but Portmore, yeah, so Portmore have won 5 straight Premier League, yeah. The longest winning streak in the Premier League, it was the last time when Arnett won the league. I think, 2006, 2016, 2017, when Arnett won that league. Arnett won 10 straight. That's the longest a team have won in the Premier League. So that's a little stats. Write that down in a little history book. Arnett is the only team that won 10 straight in the Premier League. Portmore gone 5. Portmore, I know Portmore have Mount Pleasant. I think they have Mount Pleasant next. But if Portmore can get past, Mount Pleasant, let me get to the fixtures for Portmore. Let me get to the fixtures real quick, because if Portmore can get past, their next couple of opponents, Arnett Garden, local record will be under the threat. So Portmore will play Mount Pleasant, more like that will be at Ferdinand Park on Sunday, yeah? And then they will play Limal at Jacksal. Limal still can't win a game, yeah? They still can't win a game. Big up to, Ishmael King. And they will play Limal after that Mount Pleasant game, if they can get that victory against Mount Pleasant at home at Ferdinand Park, a place where they're strong this season. Yeah, they will play Limal at Jacksal. They will travel to States to play Treasure Beach, and they will play that Portmore derby, that St. Catherine derby against Dumbleolin. So, and then right after that, the 5th game will be Moline. So they have 3 games, in that run, in their next run of fixtures, where they can easily win and get 6 points. The Mount Pleasant game and the Dumbleolin game. Dumbleolin and Portmore United, in the same parish. So it's always going to be, who is the better team in the parish. But we know Portmore is a better team by history, but you just can't take anything away from the Dumbleolin team. So I'm a little worried, if Sunday come and Portmore get that victory at Ferdinand Park, over Tapa Whitmore. I don't know. I think I saw a Portmore coach, in the stadium in today's games, Philip Williams. I think I saw him. I don't know what he was doing or what he was watching. His next game is none of those teams, but his next game, he better focus on Mount Pleasant, coming to Brayton to try to snatch them 3 points. And Shaquille Henry, is a player that, for the last 3 games, yeah, he has scored 2 goals, for Portmore. So I think he's a right back. I think no, he's the right winger. Yeah, he scored back to back. He scored against Arnett Garden a couple of days ago, and he scored again and Umberlion. Yeah, but Umberlion, Vanzi, got the own goal for Umberlion. I heard that Umberlion have a new coach. If anyone heard about that, drop a comments, but I heard about Umberlion had a new coach. If anyone heard about that. Yeah. So, I think I heard Umberlion had a new coach. I don't sure if it's correct, but I heard something like that. That Umberlion have a new coach. But Umberlion, over the years, since this team, I've been watching this team, they never had Vassal. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, that's the name, Vassal. Yeah, that's the coach I heard. Took over Lion. What happened? What happened to Andrew Price? Did he get the sack? Did him and him second, only bigger times he got the sack. I don't know, but I know I heard it today. That Vassilinas is the coach for Umberland, and it's just not a good look right now, for Umberland down there in Kleiner Effortville, as it. Yeah, he got he got the sack. One of the best defensive coach in the league got the sack, man. But yeah, big up to Daniel, football show people, Daniel is the one that I do the Prem podcast with, so yeah, go check him out for the latest in the Premier League. And we had that big podcast, extra time podcast, where we talk about the big games around the world on the weekend, outside of the Premier League. Yeah, man, don't know, yeah, always check in, my boss. Yeah, darkness. Gianni. Gianni, easy, you don't know. Sometimes the light, yeah, sometimes, doing these live, sometimes when I finish, even if I'm doing a pre-record, sometimes the light affect my eyes. So, I just decided that, I'm going to wear, the shades today. Yeah. Protect my local eyes. I'm too young to go blind in the next 10 years. Yeah, but I think, Vassilinas, it's the best time, he took over, the job, for Umberland, and he's definitely going to dip in that transfer market, because Andre Clennan is just not going to cut it. Andre Clennan is done from him left Waterhouse. Andre Clennan is done from him left Waterhouse. That's the best of Andre Clennan. Even when he came and he played, I think he was playing for Arnett at the time. I think so. God. But yeah, back to the the Premier League. Umberland, they're gonna go have to get a striker. Yeah, because I think for the last 5 seasons now, Vanzi been carrying this Umberland team. I remember last season he scored a free kick on Arnett Garden. I think they drew 1-1 and they beat Arnett Garden. So it's a good team, but if they catch it on that moment, where you just flat that day, they're going to beat you. Yeah, and Vanzi is one of the best, all-in midfielder in the league. And he just can't do it. I think Andre Clennan have scored like 4 goals in the last probably 2 years after Jamaican Premier League, and that's poor. That is really poor. I seen, and Andrew Price was trying to bring through a youngster that he's from the Rima area. I think he's from Yaya. I think Yaya's from First Street. I think his name is Porter. That's the veteran goalkeeper for Boystown. Kirk Porter. That's his son. I don't remember his first name, but yeah, he was trying to bring through some youngsters, but it just wasn't working. But that's the life of a coach. You're in and you go. But we're going to move on. From Umberland and Portmore United. Yeah, Portmore, as I said, their next game will be Mount Pleasant, and Treasure Beach will host Umberland. That will be a big fixture for Vassilinas. Yeah, that's going to be a big fixture for Vassilinas. You need to go and win that game, because Treasure Beach is another team. They just not picking up points. They're just not picking up points themselves, but they're playing some some good football. But Umberland sit in 10th position and 14 points. They have enough points, but they just conceding a whole lot of goals. The best defensive team last season conceded 19. That's 2 goals over what they conceded the whole of last season. So I could understand why you got the sack. Yeah, the last 5 games, 4 defeat, 1 win for Umberland team, and it's 2 coaches already. Already reached halfway the mark. In the Premier League season. So next up, Next up is the game, the Senton Derby, Limal versus Mount Pleasant. So when I got the score alert on my phone, about Limal scoring first, yeah. When I got that news, I was like, whoa, this is big, yeah. This is big, Ronaldo Brown scored in the 15th minute for Lima. Both teams sharing grounds. Both teams is like a family club. It's like a little brother and a big brother. Players and both teams are friends. Understand? So it's like a tough love environment down there, at Jacksal, yesterday. But Mount Pleasant did everything what they had in the book to make sure that Lima don't get them first win in the Premier League on them. Yeah? Yeah, boy, Porter, boy, man, I'm sick glass. Yeah, but I was like, whoa. I probably would love to see this game, just to see, it's a derby, both teams just don't want to lose, especially Mount Pleasant, if they ever let Lima beat them yesterday, it would have been a hell of a day in Senton, for the Mount Pleasant fan base. But Daniel Green, scoring back to back, scored in the 19th minute, and Pasta got that third goal, the goal that goes second, yeah, the second goal, Damari Deacon, the man that I call Pasta. I don't know how this player, suffer leave Arnett Gardman, but yeah, he's doing his thing. I think that's his first goal for his new club, and oh my, Jamai Topi, Mr. PK, yeah, Jamai Topi, Mr. PK to go 3-1 up, luckily they grabbed 2 goals in added time, Ramon Oil and Okwesi Chong, got Okwesi Chong is another player. He haven't scored, I think, in the last 4 games. The last time he scored it was against Montego Bay. Yeah, I think that game when they played down there at Westport Park, that's the last time Okwesi Chong scored a goal. But anyways, he got that goal, I think that's his 4th of the season. But Mount Pleasant don't have a lethal goal scorer this season. Yeah, and seeing them sign Daniel Green, back from, he cut his journey short, I think it was in Southeast Asia. I think it was in Vietnam. Yeah, I want to think it was in Vietnam, yeah, but he came back and now I did think this is his third game of the season, 2 goals in 3 games. He's a very good player. We saw what he did. Yeah, we saw what Daniel Green did, a couple seasons ago for Mount Pleasant. But, that's it, for the champion, they back to winning ways. The first time, Mount Pleasant is winning back-to-back game for some time. Yeah, it's the first time they're winning back-to-back game for some time in the JPL this season. But we're going to move on. We're going to move on to the next up fixtures. Tivoli Garden got a shocker in the complex. Jerome Wade, Nadia dos Santos have Jerome Wade writing in his history book how much meters, how much kilometers, how much miles he's going to let this Tivoli team run tomorrow morning. Yeah, they're going to run the whole railroad. Because all I saw Jerome Wade is doing, taking notes. When I see Jerome Wade, he remind me of this Dutch coach, Louis van Gaal. He remind me of Louis van Gaal, man. But the biggest coach in the league, Jerome Wade, the biggest coach in the league, yeah. People don't wait nobody telling on about some local mediocre coach. Jerome Wade, this is the reason why Tivoli is right up there this season, because of Jerome Wade. Yeah, Tivoli, is still the highest scoring team in the league. It doesn't matter which team Jerome Wade go and coach. The team that Jerome Wade coach, they're always going to end that top 3, top 2 teams that scored the most goal in our season. And see there, 25 goals for Tivoli. They only conceded 13. This is this is Tivoli first defeat for so long. I think they were unbeaten. Let me tell you how long Tivoli were unbeaten for before this, before this game. 7 games. There's 7 games, unbeaten. The last time they lost, there was that 1-0, defeat, at Stadium East that that error that Kimone Bailey scored. That was the last time Tivoli lost a game before this Montego Bay, and this is a big shocker to me. I didn't expect this. The Brazilians, they came up big. Yeah, the Brazilians, they came up big in this game, as they played really good. They had a poor game in that Aberview game at home at Westport Park, but they came up big today and they did fantastic. Well, they didn't got on the score sheet, but I must say, Lucas Correa, the number 6, the Brazilian for Montego Bay, and the captain Turner, they have a steel game in that midfield. Yeah. Anything Tivoli pushed through the middle, it just got swept up by those 2 players. And I think, in this game, Tivoli Garden, they were missing their marksman, obviously, because Justin Dunn is a player that is a poacher. He's a player that, he's very lethal in the box. He loves to shoot. And they just box that, going to run the near post. Plenty of balls came over, for Tivoli in that game, and no one wasn't there. Yeah, so many good crosses, from Alton Lewis, and when you look, no one was there. But Tivoli were very threatening though in that whenever they kick a corner, they always look like they're going to score. And I think Montego Bay, they kind of lapsed so much times. They conceded goals, on the runner play or set piece. It's just that they just love to concede, set piece goal. But the man again, that score the goal is Pinnacook. Yeah, it's Pinnacook scored that goal for Tivoli. He scored first, but you have to big up the man for Montego Bay. Yeah, tell you his name shortly. Shaquille West. He came on the pitch and he did exactly what I was saying. Watching that game, Mobay, they were trying to play too close. Tivoli Garden was leaving so much gaps outside the wing. And as soon as that second half, you could see that, the coach probably spot that little loophole where he could have hurt Jerome team. And that's how, most coaches, over the years, probably obviously this coach probably don't know how to hurt a Jerome team, is to transition in the wing position as they exploit their wing and overlap and push players in the box, try to get that goal, but they leave little of players behind. And if Mobay have that, which player I could say? Probably a Devante Campbell at Mount Pleasant. Say, Mobay have a player like that, they probably would have get hurt so many times down that wing. But I have to say this though, Montego Bay is getting back, their young prospect, yeah, their young prodigy, Jordan Fletcher, yeah, the man that he said is coming back home. Yeah, he was playing in India, did an interview and he was saying that, he had a contract on the table pending for summer, down there in the Middle East, in Dubai. So he's just going to come back home, leave Mount Pleasant and go back home to Montego Bay. And I think that will strengthen, the Mobay team, because they already have Brian Brown. They already have, Shakdan that scored a couple goals for the season so far. They have the Brazilian Jean Claudio Ferreira. So Jordan Fletcher adding to that, it will just blast out, their front line. And I think though they would probably be a little top heavy, but if they can get a really good centre back partnership, right behind Lucas Correa and Turner, the captain, they will be a shout, for that top six. People, the first game of the season when Montego Bay played, the coach said his priority is not to worry about the red zone. The red zone is not for Mobay this season. He's worrying about the top six. He is worrying about the top six. That's where he wants to finish. His desire, for Montego Bay is to finish in that top six. They want Montego Bay to be a top six club. And just listen to that interview that Montego Bay owner, did. Yeah, new owner. Remember, the club was handed over to Epstein or Epstein, something like that. That's the new owner. We know that the original owner was Arville, Popo. He did a wonderful job, when Montego Bay was raining just before the COVID, man. When they have play like, Owen Garden, Dino Williams, Alan Atty, Giacomila, I think that's his name, Barrett. That was his name. I'm trying to remember if that goalkeeper, I remember if the goalkeeper name was Barrett, but yeah, they had a wonderful squad. Ladiel Richie was the captain for that team, so big up to Popo, but sometimes you only can bring a team up here. You need another owner to push it another level, yeah. Just like Newcastle, Mike Ashley. You only could bring Newcastle here. The SAD is coming and they're trying to push up Newcastle to another notch. So, that's what, Uni Epstein is doing right now for Mobay. And, talking to my friend down there, play for Mobay, the facility down there is really good. People trust me, it's really good. And me personally, I think I went to Westport Park once. Yeah, I think I went there one time. I never went there two times. I think it was one time. I went there to watch a game. Yeah, I was on vacation. It wasn't Arnett Garden. It was just a regular Montego Bay. I think it was Tivoli Garden at the time. Yeah, but it's a really good pitch. Yeah, and it's a good facility. But anytime I get the opportunity to come back home, and it's JPL season, I want to go watch a Mobay game. Yeah, I just want to go and check out, the facility and everything there. But big up to Mobay, they got that victory, over Tivoli Garden, and as I said, Shaquille West got 2 assists. The keeper, the Brazilian keeper, William Ferreira, I think he made like 11 saves in that game yesterday. He was man of the match, and that was a very interesting interview. Yeah. And I don't know how many of you guys saw that interview that William Ferreira did, and just about when he spoke about the difference of playing football in Rio and in Jamaica. The interview cut. Yeah, as soon as he gave his thoughts on what the difference between both leagues, the interview cut. And I was like, damn, like, why? The man is pointing out something that's really, really important. It was just an eye-catching interview. Obviously you don't speak English, but the coach was a translator, and he was saying that, playing in Brazil, Gene told me this also, yeah. Jean Claudia told me this as well. It more technical, it more dynamic, it more with skill. It's not brutal force. They said the Jamaican Premier League, man, it's hard. The players, everything is just contact. It's very physical, and it takes a lot out of them. So Sunday gone, I text Gene and I said, "Yo, what you doing? Like, you're not out because you know that little concert keep in Ochi, Mobay, and at Waterfront in Kingston. They pushing out there more in different parishes. And I was expecting him to say that he probably out watching the fireworks and with some of the Montego Bay players, but he said that he's him. He sent me a pic and he's like, yo, I'm resting for the next game. And that's the mindset. Yeah, that's the mindset. And I asked him, what if it was vice versa? You did that in Brazil and you have a key game coming up against the team that haven't lost a game, in 7, Tivoli Garden, what would you do? He said, my brother, I would probably do the same thing. I wouldn't go out. I would have just enjoy myself, with my family and rest up, ready for that game because we need to get points on the board. And he actually said the team heavily depending on him. I'm gonna tell you how much goals Mobay tell you how many goals Mobay scored because Mobay is one of the worst defensive team in the league right now. But I think before that game though, Montego Bay have scored 17 goals. Yeah, they have scored 17 goals, and Gene told me that he have, I think, 13 goals involvement. Yeah, he scored 3 goals, I think, 3 goals and 6 assists. But he had involvements where he passed on the ball. It's like a third party assist. So the team is heavily dependent on, and that's the mindset the youth have. He's not out. But when 12 o'clock hit, and then when you go on Instagram Live, so many Premier League players out. Not saying players must not enjoy themselves, but sometimes that's the difference when you're trying to be an elite. And Gene is actually one of the fittest player in the Jamaican Premier League. He non-stop running. His player, probably the first 10 minutes of the game, his socks, his shirt, his shorts, everything wet. So, that's the mindset. And what I don't really like with some of the JPL players, yeah, not saying, I don't really like to say this, but sometimes people have to hear the hard criticism. The man, them have too much rum cup in them, man. Too much sanitary cup, man. Yeah, una bala, brother. Man, them have rum cup. Yesterday, I say Tivoli Guard number 10. Really, really good player now. Radique Wellington, I think Radique or Wellington, I think Wellington, yeah. The man lift up him shirt and wipe him face. The man stomach actually have a fold come over him shorts. The man need to take care of themselves better, man, if we don't want to go to the next level. Really, really good player. That player has so much qualities. Yeah? So much qualities. But the man them just need to work harder. The man them just need to work harder, man. The man them, if you look on some of the man them body in the JPL, it's like it's beyond this, man. It's beyond this, But that's all the JPL is, man. But some players, is very hardworking. I have to give credit, for that. You see, a player, a player like Kimani Arbon, yeah, bye, that player, I know this youth from seeing him play youth football from at a tender age, yeah, and he is a fit lad. Yeah, he is a fit lad. He's a very fit lad. And there's so much players there, who is hard working. But a man only have to know his destination. A man only have to know his destination, where he want to bring his game. Is it that you want to only play a game in the Anthony Spalding Sports Complex? You want to play a game only at the Railway Road down by Edward Sierra Complex, or you want to go play a game only at Jewsland? If a man that's in game above that and want to go internationally, put your name out there, set a legacy, just like the players have done it in the past, man. Omar Daly, for Portmore United, played at Motherwell in the Scottish League. Rudolph Aston, so many years, playing in Scandinavia, played at Leeds. Rest in peace, Luke Shelton. You have to give these players a lot of credit. These players, that's why they up here. That's why they said, you know, the players back then did more hungrier and wanted. Because the man them work. The man them work. People, one of the biggest disappointment, you know, I've seen in the Jamaican Premier League, and it was Kevin Pele Wilson for Arnett Garden and Kevin Lamy. Them man, they have talent out of this world. Kevin Lamy and Kevin Pele Wilson. The man them have as two of the best players ever walked the Premier League. Just by natural talent. Put Walter Boy aside. The pearl is a pearl, yeah? Pearl and Alan Skillcole are some of the two gifted players, you know, and Diego Garden and all these players. But talent-wise, man, these players are really good. But it's just that their work ethic is not there. I don't know what more I have to say, you know. I know players that's playing in the JPL. They are my age group. They are my age group where, you know, they've seen it all. They've seen it all. That's why, you know, I heard Fabian Reed said it in the past when I was at Arnett Garden, you know, and he was playing U20 at the time, and I was in the U15 team. And Parker Blacks actually said he don't want to make the same mistake that the Arnett Garden past players make. Yeah? The first thing he do when Parker Blacks go to training is catch a workout. And that is why Fabian Reed has scored over 70 goals in the Premier League in his career. Because he's a quality player. He is a quality player. Not many of these players going to do that. Because they don't put hard work in front of them. This is what they put in front of them. Rum Cup. And I have a name that, you know, I would say one of the only player that could have ever replaced Jermaine. I don't know how many of you guys going to know this player. Rum from Norman Manley High School. Talent, buck. I think his name is Romario Williams. Romario Rum Williams, yeah? That he is the only player that I've seen I've could have replaced Jermaine at Harborview, and they bought him 2 times to do it. But because of the party cup make the man in the reach a level. Yeah, the man them rather put the party cup in front of them before football, before harder. Man them see a whole lot of money, you know. Kylian Mbappe, they've reached 25 yet and I'm a billionaire. The man have $1 billion contract on the table and wait for him right now. Any club want to sign him, it have to be right up there, 500-600 million a package. So if them necessary the money that life changing and can motivate them, you know what more they want. Yeah, but we're going to finish off, you know, the review, you know, Harborview and Waterhouse. Oh my God, once, you know, if Andrew Price can get fired, Ludlow Bernard can get fired. Calvin Short, not because Ludlow Bernard is a friend. I'm not gonna say no more. Me not say no more. See, on the fire and the legend a couple seasons ago, Tony Mina, on the take the man, good coach. good coach. On the take Tony a musician now. Yeah? Ricardo Bibi Gardner. But Bibi and Lampard was the same still. Ricardo atrocious, man. Terrible. Really terrible. You know, but Harborview again, man, last 2 struggling team. Yeah, a clash of the blue and white in the Premier League. A clash of the blue and white. You know, Waterhouse and Harborview, anytime these two teams play, it's always a good game. It's always a good game. But oh my God, yesterday that game is so boring, man. That game, oh my God, that game did so bored. You know, Harborview have some players that, you know, missing. Harborview, you know, Noah Juma, No Joshua Anglin, Shaquille Bradford obviously is on loan from Waterhouse, man that scored 9 goals for Waterhouse last season. But what next for Ludlow Bernard? What next for Ludlow Bernard? I don't know where Calvin's. I seen him in the stadium yesterday, looking on like, is he going to pull the trigger? And Sean Fraser, the assistant coach. Is it Sean Fraser? Dan Gagman, answer this. Is it Sean Fraser or Ludlow Bernard is the coach? Is it Sean Fraser or Ludley is the coach? Because I just seen Ludley sitting on the seat, man, just looking on like, Sean Fraser is the one that doing pointing out instructions and all of that. Yeah? But it rough, man. It rough man Harborview that season. It rough. They won the season a couple of years ago. Before Mount Pleasant, they won the season, yeah, and glory days, for Harborview again. But my God, is it that they're going to get relegated? I say enough time, The last time they relegated, me no born yet. Me still in a belly. Me just make. So Stars of the East, so they don't want to see that, But Waterhouse though, Andre Fletcher and Javian Brown got goals, This is the thing. When Denardo Thomas, when Andre Fletcher, scored goals for not just scored, but whenever these two players, play good, it's always a positive result, for Waterhouse. And so many times, Marcel Fozigale did interviews and he kept emphasizing on his key players need to be more consistently. Yeah. And I have something, to say about Waterhouse. Waterhouse have a number 9, Javian Bryan. He scored 9 goals so far, joint top scoring with Justin Dunn, yeah? But time and time, I've seen, I think it started to happen in the 4th game of the season. I think when that run just started to stumble over for the Firehouse team before they pick up back, yeah? Firehouse team used to get the ball in the box. They used to get the ball in the box to Javian Bryan, or they get it beyond the defense line where he can run on. Yeah? But since recently, a couple match days now, I've seen it consistent. I wanted to say it's so bad, but I just hold out and just be patient. But I seen it yesterday. Javian Bryan is dropping too deep. Javian Bryan first all right. He is this player that he's a probably 6'1", 6'2". It's a stature. You expect a player like that can hold up play, but for some reason his touches is just poor. His touches is just poor. He just can't take a clean first touch. And I see him yesterday dropping deep. First touch, the ball boom gone there, the ball boom gone there. So Waterhouse need to get their fullback up more the pitch where they can cross quality ball to Javian Bryan. But again, on the other side, Waterhouse don't have quality fullbacks, and it's just weird to say. It's just weird to say that Firehouse don't have quality fullbacks that can cross quality ball. Waterhouse developed some of the best fullbacks in the league. Time and time, ball whipping. That was a tradition for Waterhouse. Get the ball out on the wing, get the ball in the box, or get the ball over. Waterhouse used to, that's their transition play, but they drop in too deep. And then, their best creative midfielder, Nikai Christian, wonderful talent. He's one of the best creative force, player in the league right now. But he's a player, he's just too lazy. And number 10 like this, they are vanishing away right now from football. You see it with Mata. You see it with Ozil. Luckily, David Silva retired so fast. But the new number 10s are Kevin De Bruyne. These players are the new number 10. Players that, work. Players that can give support to the defense line. Players that can give support to the attacking line. Yeah? Those players are the new number 10 right now. Everything is all about pace, up, how fast you can run. Michael Owen did an interview and he was actually saying that, big up the future that sent me that Instagram reels that was Michael Owen was talking like, player now are not skillful like player back then. Today, footballer is just all about running and fitness. Back then, you have so much talented players that's skillful. You don't have skills now. You don't have skillful baller now like back then. You used to have so many, like every player that played in their attacking third is a skill pin. But now, everyone, the style of playing, you just can't hold on to the ball too long. You just have to keep the ball moving, Growing up, probably when I was like 14, if I take probably like 3-4 touches on the ball, dribbling just to find space, the coach scream at me, said pass the ball and move on. So, the game now don't develop a lot of skillful players that, can, knowing that, just look like a player like, Tariq McGee, yeah? One of the best, Jamaica have right now can play in that number 10 position. But the thing though with Michael, with Tariq McGee, his defensive work is not there, but it's improving, over recent years. But if you're a player like that, not going to give a lot on the defensive side, coach is just not going to play you. Trust me, they're just not going to play you. And it's sad to say, man, but get back to the game, get back to where I was, Arbor View and Waterhouse, but that's my little 2 cents though. And Waterhouse, they need that Waterhouse need that midfield presence. They need that player in the middle. Whenever you see that player, you see the wall of China. Someone that, you look up like, whoa, can I pass this player? And Waterhouse used to have players like, Waterhouse used to have players with character. Player that, put out them emotion on the pitch. So I feel like this Waterhouse team is too soft. It's too soft. Waterhouse used to have some of the roughest and the toughest midfielders, yeah? Even the wingers used to be the roughest and the toughest. Waterhouse used to have a player, Damian Williams, a.k.a. Dirty Man. Can't make Dirty Man catch your ankle, yeah? Even the boss, rest in peace again, Irving Adada English. Very dirty player, but guess what? Quality-wise, one of the best left footer in the league. Yeah? The Rasta man, Zappa. Character. Whenever you see Zappa on the Monday, Capo. Whenever you see these players, them have character. But this Waterhouse team, they're just too soft. Is it the manager too soft? Or what? I don't know. Is something has to be done, something has to be done, with these set of Waterhouse players. And I just said it, the new crop of players compared to the old crop of players. The older players, they show more hunger on the pitch. These players just look like they're just playing football as if, it's just a Sunday morning ball game, but it's just not good enough. It's just not good enough. And Arborview is the next team. Arborview is a team that they play clean football. Arborview one of the bossiest team in the league. Jeremy and you in the midfield. Oh my God, who boss like Arborview back then when Arborview was playing, their peak. I think the last time, think that one of the best team, ever, the team that won the Premier League 2012, 2013, that Arborview team, with Jeremy and you. I think Nikai Christian was on that team too, Xavier and Billy Fergo. I think Fagan was on that team. I think I think Robert Scarlett was on that team. So many good players, man, on that Harborview team. Yeah, players that have good quality, but we're just not seeing it, transition. It used to happen decades, from the early 2000 come up. So what happened now? Why is it that it's only a few teams, have their identity from now until then? So it probably have to be, some issues with the coaching. It has to be something with the coaching. But I just feel like Marcel Gale is too soft though. Nobody can. His emotion, the way how he poised for the game and the touchline. He just looked like he's just a soft lad. He just looked like he's just a soft coach. Like whatever come, just come. His post game interview is just the same. He's not putting out that character as if, that bite. When you see that Zeusland team come, they have that bite. What else used to have a coach, not a coach, a goalkeeper, Richard Spoon McCallum, yeah? Anything in the ear, Spoon have a punch in your face. And that's the goalkeeper is. That's just the players of Waterhouse. Very good goalkeeper, but he's very dirty in the ear. Goalkeeper. They covered in your 6-yard box. Anything there you touch them, it's just a foul. But Waterhouse won the game 2-1, and Harborview just won one game all season. Just one game all season. Right now, Harborview just sit 2 points from the red. If Treasure Beach win one more game and Mullines win, Harborview is right down there in the drop. So let's see what's going to happen. Let's see what's going to happen, for Stars of the East. But we're going to move on from there. We're going to move on. But I have a positive though. That's something that I was going to miss. That African, was playing for Harborview. Yeah. His name, I think, is Chukwuemeka, the Nigerian. He scored yesterday. Wonderful talent. He's a good player. You could see that, his mentality was different from the players, yeah. And Harborview missing, as I said, Bradford, they're missing him because he's from Waterhouse, he's loan, but they didn't have that penetration that going in beyond that Waterhouse team. They didn't have that penetration. Every time when Fagan played really good yesterday, the legend, he played really good, but every time when he dropped off, there wasn't enough runners in around him because Fagan he wasn't blessed with pace in his younger days. So mid-30s now, he's not going to have a lot of pace. So when you have a old-fashioned number 9 that don't really bless with pace, but someone that can hold the play, you need players to run beyond. Not far away, but like probably 7 to 12 yards away from the target man who have the ball. So as soon as he turn like this, he can see someone running and he can give the ball. Because every time when Fagan get the ball, that was Waterhouse tactic, to foul him, because they're just not going to let Fagan turn. They're just not going to let him turn. And if they had a plan B, a quicker center forward that could have come on and play with him, it probably would be a different game, for Harborview. But Harborview next game, will play, Cavalier, and Waterhouse will play Tivoli. Yeah. The next game, Cavalier, two games that played today. Cavalier, first one, they played Mullines, yeah, and Cavalier won that game 3-0. But my God, grace, Shanil Thomas, the man that got leading goal scorer in the CFU in a tournament, just seems like he's just off the pace. His body language just seems like he just don't want to be on the pitch, man. Cavalier gets so many opportunities in the game. They could have easily scored. But it's just lucky that they play in a quality, not a quality, but a very poor average team, Mullines, that still struggling in the Premier League with just only, I think, 2 wins. I think it's 2 wins for Mullines. is it 2-1? I know they beat Montego Bay the other day in the complex. I think that's their only win though. Yeah, that's their only win of the campaign. Get back to this. Yeah, so Mullines, new coach, Jeremy Thomas, Alex Thomas is not there, coach is getting sacked, man. I think Lima changed his coach already too. I think the coach that came in is Van Clark. They're looking for a different direction, but he's just not doing he's just not doing any better than the previous coach. He's just not doing any better, man. So much, so many teams down there right now in that bottom half is really playing poor. Who don't win one, win two. Yeah, but the Antiguan is really in good form this season for Cavalier. Yeah, he got 6 goals for the season so far. You know, poor game today. Poor decision making from Nelson, the captain. I don't know what he was doing. He got a red card. Then buy 3 new baller. So none of them play today. Not today. Yesterday. Did any of them play yesterday? But yeah, get back. Yeah, so Mullines, the captain, Nelson, he got that red card in the 79th minute. And I think that was a poor decision from him, as a leader, So for the last month and a half, yeah, for the last month and a half, Nelson been playing, they move him from this happens, I think this started happening, the last couple of games before Alex got sacked. He moved his captain, the only man in the middle, yeah, that can push the team up forwards and make that transition from the midfield to the striker. And you put him in the back line. But they have seen some positive result, with that. But at the end of the day, when you're making a decision of taking out, say, just like when at Barcelona, when Pep Guardiola bought Mascherano from Liverpool, he was a midfielder at Liverpool. But because you have a player, like Busquets, Iniesta, Xavi, Cesc, you have players like these. So Mascherano is a player that, played at CDM. They Pep took him from that CDM role and placed him in that centre back to partnership, with PK and Puyol at the time. Yeah. So Mullines don't have that player that can move the ball up front, just like Barcelona had the luxury of players. So I just didn't understand that decision of how Alex Thomas came up with that idea. Jeremy Nelson can play multiple positions on the pitch, but you have to play him in that midfield because they're struggling to score goals. Let's see how many goals Mullines have scored. Just 9 goals. They have scored just 9 goals and they conceded 22 goals. So I don't see. And then the new coach came in. Before the new coach came in, though, Dana Shaw, the interim coach, he did the same thing. No, Jeremy Thomas. So 3 coach passed through for the last month, and they actually did the same thing. Let's see, when he get back off suspension, if he's going to play that center half, because so many times he's playing that center half position, and he's pushing up into the midfield. Yeah, he's pushing up into the midfield. And that's when Mullines kind of look more threatening. So as a coach, you can't see that this player don't deserve to be in the center back position. He needs to play. Is it that you play him in the 6 or you play him in the 8? So let's see, what he's going to do. But he have some really, really good. He have some problems to sort out. Trust me. Yeah. Jeremy and Thomas have some problems to sort out. But, Dorian Allen and Shannon Thomas, got that got that 2 goal. You know, at one point in the game, I thought the game was finished because Mullines seems like they just gave up. You know, 2 goals Cavaliers scored in what, 2 minutes, 83rd and 84th minute. I don't know. You know, yo, Peter Harris would have cost the man them today. But I feel like the third goal though, I think the second goal, I think that should have been disallowed. I think it should have been disallowed because, you know, the Cavalier player hit the Mullines player in his face, and I think that was a blunder from the referee. The fourth official at least could have seen something and call it back. I think one of those goals shouldn't, you know, have been given to Cavalier. But Speed is glad, you know, Cavalier is not scoring goals also. They kind of winning some 1-0. You know, they beat Dumble in last game 1-0. So they're not scoring a lot of goals either. They only scored 16 goals after campaign so far, but luckily they not conceding a whole lot of goals. Yeah, they just not conceding a whole lot of goals. Tell you Cavalier fixtures, you know, for the last couple of games, because I know Cavalier is on a little run. So Cavaliers on a run. Last 4 games, 3 win, 1 defeat. Yeah. In between that defeat was Portmore, that 1-0. You know, they got at Ferdinand apart. Remember, Cavalier beat Mount Pleasant with 10 men. Remember that game? I think that game played at Sabina Park. I think it was at Sabina Park. Yeah, so Cavalier is up in that top half of the table. You know, but move on to other things. But Mullines. So the midfield now, they have 2 players, you know, in that midfield. I remember his name. I think 2 players, you know, the 22 and the 20. I don't remember their name, but the 22 and the 20, they don't have a clue what a midfielder role is. So it's like they're playing, what I saw is like they're playing at 4-3-3. That 3, you know, that 3 in the middle, but the 22 and the 20 actually playing as a double pivot in the midfield. But when you play as a double pivot in a 4-3-3, playing against a team that, you know, Cavaliers just coming at them, catching them in the transition, you cannot, like, you have these double pivot, yeah? You guys have to make sure that you don't be like 7 yards apart from each other. You have to play like a glue together. Yeah? You have to play like bench and batty. Just like this. You know, you can't move away. You have to be with each other no more than 7 yards apart, because as soon as one move and get out of position and that team get in transition, they're going to hit it on the counter, and that's what Cavalier did. Yeah, but Lima next game, you know, not Lima, Mullines, you know, next game, I tell you, Mullines, I think Mullines will play. I just said it. I just said Mullines will play. I think they have an easy game. I think Mullines have that easy game that they're going to play. Yeah, Mullines will play Veer, the Monday night game, the 5 o'clock kickoff at the Anthony Sparling Sports Complex. Yeah. So the next game, the last game of the show, yeah, Arnett Garden versus Treasure Beach. So we know that the Junglists, you know, we knew that the Junglists end the year on a bad note. The Junglists last, you know, at Ferdinand Park, you know, haven't last there in 3 years. So no, not last there in 3 years. I haven't lost that game against Portman in 3 years, and know that you're going to play Treasure Beach today. It's beyond for Arnett Garden to lose this game. Arnett Garden just couldn't manage to lose this game. Mobay, Mount Pleasant is going. Just to see, you know, Portmore is going, yeah. Tivoli is on a run. Cavalier is coming. You know, so it's just beyond Arnett Garden control. They just couldn't manage to lose this game. But I have to say, man, big up to my namesake, yeah? big up to my namesake, Fabian Reed. You know, the man who is back in the fold. My El Capitano. Yeah. The true leader is back. Yeah. The true number 13 is back. The legend. He is a legend already, over there in complex. The veteran. Khan. I was a couple of years ago, I was scratching my head. I was scratching my head when I heard that, Kimani Arbon is leaving. Yeah. When I heard that, Kimani Arbon is leaving, the first thing that came to my mind was when Ronaldo Cephas left the club in that last couple of games before we go on to play that quarterfinal game. I think it was Arborview when they beat us at Sabina Park. Yeah, I was scratching my head like, no way this is going to happen. But beyond that, I was happy for the player. I'm happy for any JPL player, to go abroad, and experience something different. Yeah, go abroad and make more money so you can take care of your family. Go out there. Establish your craft, establish your name, establish your brand. Show who you is. And I was saying that in my head, and I also congratulations him. Said, hey, this is it, man. Work hard, yeah. Do what you have to do, and make the best. Show the best version of Kim and Arbon, and peace out to the baller, yeah. Bless up, but. Fabian Reed, man, back in the show again, man, at Complex, man. The man that loves to play the Complex, yeah? Wonderful header. Nice look at header. But we actually beat them 2-0. But, Arnett Garden just known for a team that struggle with newly promoted teams. We struggled with Chapitan Maroon last campaign. We struggled with Falkland last campaign. We drew with Limal a couple weeks ago. See, we struggle to beat a Treasure Beach team. Kudos to Treasure Beach, yeah? They played a solid defensive game, but they kind of be a little bit indisciplined in that second half. But I feel like that change that Xavier Virgo made by take off Rasheem Thompson and brought on Rasheed Kelson, because obviously, Arnett Garden been struggling with injuries. Eric injured, Marlon Martin injured. Let's see how many the players. Both Cunningham's, yeah, the skipper, yeah, is injured. The right back and the center half is injured. So did I miss anyone? I think that's it. And a couple more young pieces injured. I could see that the team kind of it's not balanced. It's not balanced. And I think Xavier Gilbert, the coach, going to have some headache. Yeah, he's going to have some headache. Trust me, because with Fabian Reed back in full, Warner Brown as a striker, he's going to have to shift up things. But that change though that Xavier Gilbert made in that second half, and when he brought on Kelson in that second half, early in that second half, I was saying, hey, we need Kelson. We need to pull one of those defensive players and put on attacking players, because Arnett Garden don't need so much defensive players for Treasure Beach. Treasure Beach, they just want to sit behind. We know how Omar Wedderburn coach, whenever he's coaching teams in the Premier League, sit behind. He saw what they did to Tivoli. When Tivoli, kind of find themselves a little comfort, and Treasure Beach just hit them with 2 goals. Luckily, Ayrton Lewis got that late goal for them, but this is a team that you cannot write off. They have a number 15. I think his name is Lowen. Very good player on that right side for Treasure Beach, yeah? Very good player. They just, is it that I think they didn't give him too much opportunities 1v1, trying to give him the ball, a bit more early when he's trying to break out in transition. Because when you look when Treasure Beach got that ball, as soon as they got that ball, they tried to hit Arnett Garden to their right side, which is Arnett Garden left hand side, where Phil on the wings, is an attacking left back, so he's going to leave space there. But Arnett Garden didn't allow much of that. Yeah. So yeah. But I think I lost my train of thought. But yeah, the coach, Xavier Gilbert, he's going to have headache, and he lucky Kimani Arbon is not in the team because he would have worse headache. It's a good headache to have when you have depth and depth with experienced players. But see no Arnett Garden, set out Warner Brown on the right side, Fabian Reed through the middle and Shea Smith on that left hand side, yeah? We know Warner Brown can play anywhere in that front three. Fabian Reed can play anywhere in that front three, but he's more dangerous playing through the middle as a number 9 or playing off the shoulder of a striker. But Warner Brown is struggling to get goals this season. He's missing goals, but he scored a couple goals. I think he scored 3 goals already of the campaign. But for a striker that, don't have the best of confidence in front of the goal, it's not the right move. You have to be careful of how you shift him out of that central position and put him on that right side, because Warner Brown, I think he's 20 years old. He's one of the most technical player. He's one of the most technical striker in the JPL right now. Yeah, remember he used to play for Stacks. He used to play for Tivoli. Then he went abroad. I think he was in Slovenia or Slovakia. One of those countries. Yeah. So he spent like a year there. So you could see that his technical ability after shoulder movement, his off the ball movements, the way his body turn when he's picking up the ball, it's just different. You don't really see many JPL players like that. You can know a player who played abroad in the JPL. They just look stand out. But the coach going to have headache because I don't see Warner Brown playing out there on that right side. Trust me. I just can't see him playing out there on the right side. But El Capitano is a man. You have to play him to the middle. This is the man that scored 16 goals last campaign, for the Junglers. Fabian Reed. You have to play him to the middle. But my thing is playing teams like Treasure Beach. Yeah? Playing teams like Treasure Beach that will sit behind the ball. You can trust, Fabian Reed of playing in that number 10 position. When Marlon, but it's going to create headache. But when Martin come back off injury, you're going to have him in that CDM role. You're going to have, national, Jaheim Thomas in that box-to-box version or in that number 10. But playing teams that play low blocks, you can play. You don't really need Shepherd in the midfield, because Shepherd is a player that he's going to dribble. He's going to take a lot of touches. And teams that play low block, you don't want a midfielder to take too much touches on the ball. You need them to be more direct, more dynamic, trying to break down the team. So playing Marlon Martin when he come back in that CDM and Jaheim Thomas right beside him, and he can play Fabian Parker Blacks through the middle as a number 10 and play Warner Brown, in that number 9 position, and then you will put Shea Smith and Rashid Kelson playing either left and right with a combination of switching. And I think that will be a good setup, that 4-2-3-1 formation for the Junglers. So the coach is going to have some headache, but he's going to have to find a balance, because I don't think Arnett got the team, they're going to be that well balanced. If it was the other way out, where Warner Brown, got shipped out and got that contract abroad, and Kimani Arbon, I don't think no team in the league could have stopped that front three. Shea Smith, Kimani Arbon, and Fabian Reed, yeah? 3 good players. But let's see what he's going to do. Let's see what he's going to do. But Parker Blacks, man, big player. Big player for the Junglers. Came up with the goods, man. But Monday night again, people. Monday night again, Arnett Garden will play Treasure Beach. That's a big game. But yeah, we have come to the. But hold on, think I wanna say something about this top 6, yeah, because the top 6 is shaping up. Mount Pleasant and Portmore's in that semi-final, Mount Pleasant and Portmore is in that semi-final spot. That first and second, Tivoli, Arnett, Cavalry, and Double Holding is in that quarter-final spot. But if you remember last season, yeah, Double Holding, that's where they finished in 6th position. Cavalier was up there. Harborview didn't make it. Umberland was actually in that top 6 last season. They got pushed out. Portmore replaced them. Yeah. Which other team? I think it was Umberland and Umberland in that top 6. But the top 6 is shaping up, man. You could see that the Mount Pleasant 28 points, Portmore 27, Arnett, and Tivoli Garden is on 24, and then 5th and 6th is on 21, Cavalier and Double Holding, and then Waterhouse is behind in 7th position and 19 points. And then when you go down further, you see that the bottom 6 is just fading away from the pack. So the league is getting warmer. Yeah, first round end now. Everybody play everybody now. End of round 13. Yeah, it's a game action time in the JPL. Yeah, we're kind of finally reaching that destination where we want to be in March and February. Yeah, of the Jamaican Premier League. That's the goodest time, man. The good things happen in that part of the league, March, April. But people, yeah, bless up everybody who is on the stream, man. Yeah, who take them time out to pass through. We're coming to an end. Yeah, man. So just want to big up all of my true supporters, them. Yeah, big up my father. Yeah, that same up there, Arnett Garden for life. That's the man who brought me through to support the junglist, man. Yeah, big up his wife. Yeah, Debian Reed. Bless up another Arnett true supporter. Big up Dan Gargan. Big up Daniel Football Showman. Big up Ishmael King. Yeah, big up the usual suspect them always over here. Yeah, man. So people, remember, look out for the Jamaican Premier League team of the year so season so far, yeah, from August till December. Probably more likely going to be out Saturday. So look out for that, and then we will do this back again. I don't know. I might probably do some FA Cup games. Some FA Cup reaction. Big FA Cup games is coming up, man. Newcastle. Who know that derby? Newcastle versus Sunderland, man. Two teams that don't like each other's. Newcastle is struggling. What? Newcastle lose around 6 games right now. Sunderland, can the younger Bellingham come up in that game with the goods? I'm going to watch that game. Look, people, watch that game. Sunderland. When is that game? I think it's Saturday. Sunderland versus Newcastle. That's a game to watch. Don't miss that FA Cup game. These teams haven't played in about 8 years. Newcastle, Sunderland. Yeah. Let me look at it. Sunderland Newcastle is a very good game. I wanted to do a preview on that game, but I was so busy. I was so busy at work, man. Yeah, but the last time these two teams played, it was actually in the Premier League in 2016. Yeah, it's been a while since these teams played. But Sunderland is having the edge right now over Newcastle, yeah? The last time Newcastle beat Sunderland, tell you guys, the last time Newcastle really beat a Sunderland team, it was back in 2010 when they beat them in the Premier League 5-0. Yeah, remember when Kevin Nolan and Shola Amiyobi was playing at that time, and Darren Bent, for the Black Cats versus the Geordies. Can't wait for that game. That game is it that I think both teams are in the North. I think the northeast of England, yeah, and remember, I think there's another game. I think Liverpool versus Arsenal, and United will play on Monday. United will play the neighboring community. They think they're in that northwest. Wigan Athletic going at the DW Stadium. Who remember when Wigan Athletic beat Manchester City in that FA Cup? Yeah, Sean Malioni, Steve Sidwell, Antonio Valencia. They used to have this Korean player. I forgot his name. So much Figueroa, the Honduran player. So many good players passed through Wigan Athletic team. The FA Cup people, the FA Cup, I don't know why these managers kind of like belittling the FA Cup, but the FA Cup is a big, big tournament. Like the FA Cup is huge. Like it's the oldest cup competition in the world, the FA Cup. Yeah, but since we're there, I'm going to drop a little preview. So my thoughts on Brentford Fulham will host Rotterdam, yeah, the team that's in the championship. So Bobby Reid versus Dexter Lembisika. So Bobby Reid, Fulham, Lembisika, is Rotterdam, and loan from Wolves. I feel like Fulham will get that one easily. Rotterdam is kind of struggling it down in the bottom in that relegation zone in the championship. So Fulham probably win that game. Probably 3-4-0. The next one up, Spurs versus Burnley. Spurs is a team that not playing European football this season, yeah. And Big Ange came in and he just gave the team a different direction from where Jose Mourinho left off. Nuno Esposito. Two Portuguese coaches, man. They almost took the club apart. But remember, Spurs lost that Carabao Cup at Craven Cottage against Fulham. Yeah, in that penalty shootout. I think it was a Tuesday evening. I think that was round 3 of the Carabao Cup. So Tottenham have to go in this game against Vincent Kompany. Tottenham is playing at home, so Tottenham should win this game. But their squad is so thin. The Korean, Youngmin Son is away in Asia games, so he's not going to play this game. So they have to go heavily dependent on Richarlison and all these players. But Spurs squad is so thin. But if Spurs get beaten, coming, is it tomorrow? Tomorrow, Spurs get beaten tomorrow, it will be devastated for Big Ange, in London tomorrow. But next up, Reggae Boys international team, Ipswich will go travel to London. They will play Wimbledon, yeah? So I would love Ipswich. Ipswich is actually on farm. Ipswich is actually coming back, in life. Ipswich is in second position, behind Leicester City in that English championship. Oxford United versus Coventry. Reggae Boy international team again. Joel Latibodier team. Coventry will, I think, Greg Lay play for Oxford. Is it? Let's see. I think it's Greg Lay play for Oxford. Yeah, Greg Lay play for Oxford. So Joel Latibodier versus Greg Lay. Saturday. That will be a really good game. Yeah, League One team versus championship team. Two teams that kind of different part of the table in different various leagues. Stevenage, Maidentown, I don't know anything about that, but who else? It's so many games in the FA Cup, yeah? So much games, man. Trying to get, so Daniel Johnson team, Stoke City, will play Brighton in the FA Cup at what they call it? Is it the 360 Stadium? That's what they call it in Stoke City. I think that's a 360 Stadium, yeah? Yeah, Bet 360 Stadium. So, hope Daniel Green and Stoke City can beat, Brighton, Albion in the FA Cup. Next up, so Leon Bailey, Aston Villa will travel to the Riverside Stadium to face Middlesbrough. Middlesbrough, boy, this is a team that really finished up in the top half in the championship playoff, but can Michael Carrick get the best of Unai Emery? I don't think so. But the way Aston Villa is playing, anything is possible, But this is the FA Cup. Football player, nobody yard, yeah? But next up again, Sheffield Sheffield Wednesday, which reggae boy play for this? What's his name? Deshaun Bernard, yeah? Play for Sheffield Wednesday. They will play Cardiff and they will play at home. And round off the Saturday game for the reggae boy international team, Swansea City will play Macombi. That's Jamal Low team. That's the last game, 12:30 game on Saturday. They should take care of that League Two team, yeah? Luton Town will host Bolton, formerly Africa, the Baby Gardner. Luton Town, Amari Bell play for that team. Luton Town should get the job done in this game. Probably 3-1, Which other game? Not really a reggae boy, but, a player that, Harris, been taught in, is he going to come and play for the reggae boy? The top man that's playing in that League One, tell his name, Johnson Clark Harris, yeah, of Jamaican heritage, but don't think he's coming. Don't think he should have been here already, but yeah, I think, that's it, around, Bristol City is playing West Ham. I think I said Coventry and I don't call Casey Palmer name, Casey Palmer playing for Coventry, Antonio, Mikel Antonio team, West Ham will host Bristol City. Mikel Antonio is still out. And the big game of the week is Liverpool traveling to Arsenal. Can Jurgen Klopp? Jurgen Klopp is a man that has been known to play in rookie players in this, Yeah. He's a player he's a coach that been known to play, his bench players in this. But Liverpool have a stronger bench to me than Arsenal. Arsenal got beaten back-to-back from two London clubs, Fulham and West Ham. Yeah? And the Scots are coming to the Emirates without Mo Salah. Diego Jota just came back. So, I think, Klopp will run out the bench players, like Gakpo and all these players. McAllister he just came back, but Arsenal, look out. The Scots are coming. And finally, the best for last, United, man, travel to DW Stadium. Whoa, this is a tricky tie, This is a tricky tie, This is a tricky tie, but Wigan is the team. They're not even playing good. Wigan, going through some financial crisis. They're going through a lot. They went down from the championship and they dropped down into League One. Play against a team like Fleetwood, Exeter, Reading, all these teams. They're going through some crisis, but whenever they played United, they always put up a show. And the last time they played in the FA Cup, in the Jose Mourinho era, United won 4-0. The last time United played in the Premier League, it was in Sir Alex Ferguson's last season, when United beat them 4-0 on New Year's Day. The last time they played at Old Trafford, it's 4. So I'll be a 4 and 5, we can, but they just always give that extra energy, that extra buzz, just because, Wigan is not that far away from United. Yeah? It's close by. So I think it's just an hour or an hour and a half drive, or probably less than that, go to the DW Stadium from Manchester. But yeah, people, that was a little quick preview of the FA Cup, So I'm looking out for Newcastle and Sunderland game this weekend. Arsenal and Liverpool and the United game and Wigan, but more likely I'm going to tune in to that FA Cup game, the Newcastle Sunderland. It's just a big game. Look, you see this game, the FA Cup, it does a check-in choice, gone past the Premier League and everything, the JPL right now there. At the FA Cup, there is a preview. The reggae boys that going to take part in the FA Cup over the weekend coming up. But as I was saying, the Newcastle, there's also history about Newcastle and Sunderland. Yeah, it doesn't matter where the games used to play. They used to have the away teams travel, like I think probably about 100 or 200 yards away from the stadium on a bus. So if you don't catch that bus, you cannot go to the stadium, because whenever these two teams, the fans meet together, it's always war. It's always a big brawl in the streets. And I can tell you, it's going to be a big war, at Stadium at Light coming Saturday. It's going to be a war in the streets, and it's going to translate to the pitch. So big game, for Eddie O. If Eddie O loses game, it's a big call for him. It's a big call if Eddie O lose against Sunderland. As I said, they haven't beat Sunderland since 2010. That's 13 years ago. So Sunderland is been wiping Newcastle all over the floor in their recent fixtures. So it's 8 years now, they haven't met. So let's see what's going to happen, at Stadium of Light. As I said, people, look out. Jude Bellingham have a young brother. He's going to play. He's a good quality player. Sunderland have some young players, coming in. They have this young player that used to play for City, I think Patrick Robert. He's really good. So good. So you have experience versus the younger players, and Sunderland squad only value around, I think, 22, 25 million. Meanwhile, Newcastle squad value over 200 million. So you see, it's a David versus Goliath thing going on, but it's not no David Goliath thing when these two teams met. It's who play the hardest and who make the less mistakes on the pitch. Whole heap of emotion and a boil over another game. Yeah. I hope it don't disappoint me. Yeah? And I know the media in England, they say the same thing. I hope they don't get a lot of disappointment in this game. All the papers are ready for this game, for this big write-up. Everybody going to bet on Sunderland, because Sunderland is a team that they got the big odds. They have the big odds, yeah? And playing at home make it worse. Newcastle can't win a game. Trevante Stewart played a game today, his first start, for Salernitana against Juventus. I want some people, look, people, take off my glass. Here I go. So some people are beat Trevante Stewart. I say him not good, him not that, Remember, this is the first ever Jamaican born, a first ever Jamaican player to get transferred from out of the JPL, yeah, to the Serie A. We have a couple Jamaicans that played in the Serie A before. They are not Jamaican born. It was Rafael Morris playing for Lazio, and I think the next one is Max Aarons. He was playing for Venice, something like Venezia. When back in the time when they used to end the Serie A, but we should cherish this move from Mount Pleasant to the Serie A. You don't have, I think the last time a really big move from this to one of Europe top 5 league, it was Ricardo Bibi Gardner back in his time when he was at Woolman's. Yeah, so Trevante Stewart, I know he's going through a phase, yeah. Remember, language barrier can play a lot. Language barrier can play a lot. He's probably just catching on to life in Salerno, because that's the city they're in. He's probably just learning it. We see so many big superstars takes time in a foreign country. He's probably just adapting to life in Italy. Probably don't even used to the cold. It's many things. The Italian league is very tactical league, and coming from JPL to the Serie A, it's a big step up. It's a huge step up. So please, people, just give the man some time. You see some comments in the Salernitana post, and some people that post on Instagram. Just give the youth some time. Just cherish him. He's the only Jamaican player in the Serie A right now. We don't really have many Jamaican born out there doing it. We have probably 3 on top of my head I can count right now who is Jamaican born that's playing in Europe top 5 league. Boza, Chippy, that's Leon Bailey, and Boza is Shaman, so who don't know. And Trevante Stewart, Boza play for Clermont in the French league. Chippy at Aston and him at Salernitana. Just give the man some time, man. The man he's on a 3-year contract with another option to sign. The man just needs some time to just relax. I know, it's devastating to see how he played poor today in that Juve stadium. He played really poor. Like he lost the ball more than everyone else on the pitch. He lost 12 balls. And when he played as a centre forward in Italy, this is the thing. Italy is a very, defensive league, very diverse of how they manage their game tactically, technically. The teams played very slow, but it can be hard to adapt to. We see so many good players try to go in the Italian league, and it takes time for them to adapt. So I pretty much sure, if he can get the game time, if he can have the trust of his manager. Some people are say, yo, if the manager, that manager, why them start Trevante Stewart in a game like this? The man haven't played a game, since he played in that reggae boy game against Canada. I remember he got, and this is another thing to put in, the context. He played against Canada in that first leg. He got double substitute. He came out for Mikel Antonio and he came back off. I think he came out for Demara Phillips. So he got double sub, and from there he haven't played a game since. He haven't been around the squad since. So you don't know if things like that. When a player get double sub it's hard. You saw what Renato Sanchez get. Renato Sanchez got double sub, under Jose Mourinho a couple of weeks ago. Jose Mourinho put him on and then take him off, and he came out and said it's tactical. He brought him out there to do a job, and he went out there and he did the job, and the job is done. He pulled him back out. That's the nature of the game. Some player can take it, some player can't. What if things like that? What if Trevante is going through some stuff, personally? You don't know what the player is going through, man. So just give the man some support, man. We don't have many reggae boys playing in Europe top 5 leagues, so just give the man some support. The little encouragement, I was a player myself, and when I get encouragement from fans, from your family, anybody, it mean a lot. It mean a lot. Just by having a bad day today, and then someone tell you that, that say, you really have a bad game today, but believe in you and feel like you can do greater. You just have to trust your ability and trust in your craft of what you're doing. And I feel like Trevante Stewart just need the support from us, Jamaican people, yeah? Just give the man the support, man. Give him the support, man. He need it. Don't just criticize him, man. And people are saying, oh, he will come back and Mount Pleasant. How dare you said that? You know the hard work it takes for the man to get transferred out of Mount Pleasant to an Italian club? Them things don't happen every day. So the people them too harsh, man. Give the man some support, man, and help motivate the man and make him know, so yo, baller, we don't know the things that you have the greatest of games, but guess what? Anytime you feel like, anytime you go start, show him. Show the world that you can do it. You see, that's a good point. That's a good point that he made, because that was Sir Alex Ferguson strategic, of players that he is not in his plans. By the time it reached these types of rounds, especially in January, Sir Alex Ferguson will play some players that you haven't seen for months, but because he want to get them on the market, because he want to get them out there, he played them in some cup games just to get them out there on loan. And that's a very solid point right there on the screen. That's a very solid point. A really good solid point right there. So I would love to see him get a loan. We saw it happen to Jonah Flemings at Toulouse. Yeah? We saw Toulouse yesterday lose in that cup game against Paris Saint-Germain. Jonah Flemings, he got loaned out in the route in League 2. That's League 2, there mean 2 in French. So he got loaned out in Nero, and the team got relegated. He was in a relegated team. Sometimes even in that atmosphere, as Flemings, in a culture where the team got relegated and in that space, that can play them a one and two thing on the mind, you know, and then now he came back and he got loaned out to Serbia. He's in the Serbian league right now. So things happen. Things do happen. Things do happen in life. So many things, you know, can happen to players and we don't know. See, Richarlison came out, he was going through some mental thing, you know, and he was injured. You know, Sawa, Dele Alli, you know. Sometimes players go through some things in life where it's just beyond the scene where you just don't know. So yeah, as you said, he didn't play it since Jamaica versus Canada. Then boom, and start against Juve. Like it's a bro. You see what I'm saying? The man come up against Danilo, Gatti. One of the big promising Italian centre half right now in the Serie A, and Rogani. Three quality defenders. Three quality defenders, and they actually start a really good team. Locatelli, Rabiot, Miretti, in the middle. So it's I don't know, man, but just trust him. But remember, Filippo Inzaghi is a really good was a really good player, back in his time. So let's see if he can transition, into a really good player. But he should be learning a lot from Filippo Inzaghi, though. Big player, back in his time. Yeah, big player for AC Milan. But people, I'm gonna close off, close off right no, but big up on yourself, yeah. Big up everybody. Really appreciate the support. Jamaican Premier League, that's the thing there. Well, big up to the comments, yeah, man. Big up this one though, Dangagan though. This is a big topic, yeah. That's a big topic. You don't know if the man just got start to showcase him, so he could get highs out there for him to look. Everybody watched Juventus game in Italy. But I would love him to probably drop down into Serie B, less quality, and build from there. Yeah, probably go to Como, the side that says Fabregas, who could advise him to go to Como, the team that Fabregas is coaching. Thierry Henry is a part owner of that team. Yeah, man. But go on, people. Bless up on yourself.